Welcome to AIM HQ early. It is Friday, December 4th, 2015. You finally made it to the weekend. We're glad you're starting your morning with us. And we've got rain, a soggy weekend to start across Florida. Go until tomorrow morning here in South Florida, including around Fort Lauderdale, West Palm, Miami, Key Largo, all in the mix for this. Rain is coming down very heavy right now. Just check the latest at the Miami airport. We picked up 0.4 inches of rain in just the last hour, and that's on top of everything else that we have seen. And you see all this tremendous moisture pumping in right here across southern Florida. A lot of thunder and lightning too. So we've got all of this affecting your morning here. Special marine warning out for these thunderstorms. As you can imagine, boating not advised at all this morning and really throughout the day, because we're expecting more where that came from throughout today and tonight and even into tomorrow morning. So scattered thunderstorms continue through the day tomorrow. As we get into Sunday, I think it's a little more hit and miss. Certainly not drying out by any stretch, but I think we'll see less activity by Sunday. Nonetheless, we got a wet weekend here in store for you in South Florida. Overall, it's another 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 inches of rain on top of what you've already had. And there's going to be a couple of spots, maybe up towards West Palm, that we get about 3 to 5 inches of rain where everything is sort of most persistent. So yes, we're in our dry season, but it's not looking that way right now. We've got a wet stretch. Now for Miami, we could use the rain as we talked about. The drought is still in place here. We averaged 60 inches of rain to date. We've only had almost 53 inches. So we're not that far behind, but we are behind. And so this is sort of good to be making that up here in the off season when it comes to the rain in Miami. For us, it's rain today, scattered showers and storms tomorrow, continuing with hit or miss thunderstorms on Sunday, been back into the picture on Monday again. So we are
Piggy now.
And I'm guessing that this was the first Christmas tree lighting. Miss Piggy didn't have Kermit on her arm.
Oh,
right?
yeah, they broke up.
Yeah, it's big
That's
news.
too bad.
All right, so yeah, it cleared out nicely for you yesterday in D.C. We had a nice crisp evening, perfect for the tree lighting. But let's look at where we had the snow yesterday. It happened in northern Maine, just like we expected here. Always nice to see a forecast pan out. About 6 to 8 inches of snow up here across northern Maine yesterday. A good packing variety too, so good for making snowballs and snowmen, and good for skiers. So take a look right now. A couple of flakes out there. You know, we're going to be seeing this system pull out today. Temperatures have really dropped off behind the whole system that's pulling out. So you can see right now we're starting at 39 in D.C. and 38 in Ocean City. A lot cooler than yesterday morning. Dave? Oh, wait, Mid-Atlantic. My bad. I'm sorry. Let's keep going here. We're going to take a look at what's going on across the area in the Mid-Atlantic today. Continuing to watch those temperatures. Again, cooler than yesterday, but interestingly, not that much far from average. So we had a cool down compared to what we had going on, but we are certainly going to see temperatures still close to average. So look at the readings out there today underneath sunshine. We've got 50s for you today, tomorrow, and into Sunday above average. That is the trend for this forecast. You saw it in the Midwest. You're going to see it into the Mid-Atlantic as well. For Washington, D.C. today, 53 degrees. Again, we start temperatures upper 30s, low 40s, and then getting up here into the low 50s by this afternoon. Nice and sunny, Dave. Yeah, I mean, that video was crazy with the wind, and a lot of folks here living that is still right now we're dealing with some strong gusty winds. So we're going to take you out to Seattle, 50 degrees right now. This is the kind of day where the stoplights, you get a sense of the wind because you see them sort of swaying in the wind, and the ones that are on wires start swinging in the wind. We are going to be looking for rain out there today. You can see as we look at our water vapor, we got a pretty active pattern in the northwest. All right, so system number one moving in right now, and you can see the upper level energy with that farther to the north. We got another one lined up back here, and again, this general pattern is going to just keep sending the active weather right here into the northwest, and some of it gets down into California. We saw it yesterday. We saw rain in San Francisco. We saw some hail actually accumulating in north central California. So looking at the pattern for today, a lot of moisture still getting pumped in. You know, in general, we have a bit of a ridge right here, but enough of a dip in the jet stream to get this stormy weather in. Tomorrow, the next one on deck, and another round of moisture about to pump on in, so another round of rain coming into the northwest. We are seeing some snow in the Sierra. It's been a great sign this year. Also, you see a couple of thunderstorms sort of popping up here in Northern California. Yep, there was hail yesterday in California, and I think that kind of situation not out of the question. Again, enough cold air loft to get to that. All right, so going up to Seattle, we got showers coming coming in, snow in the Olympics and the Cascades, mainly up at elevation here, but keep an eye on pass levels. We're going to be watching the rain today as the whole system spreads in across the northern Rockies into the Bitterroots. We'll see the snow there. Then tomorrow, next system comes on in. And again, a lot of wind, I think, expected with this one as well. Maybe not quite as windy as what we just saw, but still an issue. And then down to San Francisco, more rain for you coming in. It's getting to Friday, which is half the battle, or most of the battle. We've gotten to Friday. Now, what kind of weather can you expect getting into the weekend? Just talked about the Northwest. The rest of the country looking phenomenal for your Friday, with the exception of South Florida. This is where we get stuck in the rain, and we're going to see that continuing. Showers and storms for you Saturday as well in Miami, maybe up the coast to Jacksonville as well. And then you see maybe a little bit of snow around Denver. That's going to be a next sort of little upper level low to watch. Could bring some clouds and rain to Missouri on Sunday. And then the western system, other than that, the rest of the country looking pretty quiet. All right, still to come
out there, and so other people see what the sunset looks like as it crosses the country. When I woke up this morning, I didn't know if it was frost or if it was ice on my window, because it was so cold. It felt like it could be ice.
It was frost. It was frost. Temperature dropped to 30 at my house, although officially at the airport, 39 right now in Atlanta. Wow. Crisp this morning. So travel-wise, a little extra time to scrape those windshields out there this morning.
Sure. Let's check out what's going on in Miami. We've been talking about this all day yesterday with that rain just pushing up through the Keys into Miami, and it was soggy, and it caused a lot of problems yesterday.
Yeah, and we're looking at the concern again today. Already close to a ½ inch in the last hour with this batch of rain, Miami, and there's no end in sight.
It just keeps on coming. It's just that train that keeps on coming up.
This plume of moisture. So watching this to affect travel, flash flood watches are up for today to tomorrow morning, Dave. You know, these rainfalls amounts are going to be very heavy at times, on the order of 3 inches per hour, which that will cause street flooding.
Definitely.
You've lived in this area.
Yeah, in low-lying areas, and when you're down in the Keys, you don't really have anywhere to go, and you just have that water just pushing in on you.
Right, so this is going to be a day to watch and, sort of tread carefully out there. We're going to watch for the thunderstorms and the rain to be with us right through today. So morning rush, lunchtime, afternoon rush in Miami. Expect some airport delays. Whether the FAA is monitoring this area for possible delays.
Not only airport, but spaceport delays as well.
Yeah, they're supposed to do that rocket launch this afternoon. Temperatures going to the 40s. That is 10 degrees above average. This is our story through the Midwest. The December that really wasn't. So Bismarck, Duluth, Marquette, 3 cities we're looking at with your temperatures going into the mid-40s today. That is more like the kind of weather you would see in early November, November 5th, November 6th. We're about a month off here in our temperatures. We take a look at the pattern. It's a big ridge of high pressure continuing to be in control. Winds are going to be out of the south. Any cold air is just cut off from getting down into the lower 48. So in some cases, there's enough cold air to get some snow, like we saw in Maine yesterday, but there's just not enough widespread cold air. And so for the most part, our temperatures are going to be running above average right through parts of the Midwest and into the Northeast as well. Even 15 degrees above average. And that starts getting close to record-breaking territory in a few spots. For the most part, it's not breaking records. It's just above average, and this is what's going to continue through the weekend. Mini 41 on Sunday. Chicago will be in the mid-40s. That's above average on Sunday, and the trend continues. Pittsburgh, 50 on Monday. All right, Dave Malkoff here to check the headlines coast to coast. Good morning.
Good morning. Let's just 40 past the hour, and it's one of those right now. So let's take a look at that. And we were looking at Florida, and we see all this moisture coming up from the Keys, but it's also hitting into Orlando at this point.
You know what? It's interesting that later today, I think we might see a few showers popping up there. Tomorrow too. It's more hit or miss. It's not like the heavy rain that we were watching farther south.
This is what they were saying. It's the eye, just like the London eye, but this is the Orlando eye on
popping up everywhere.
Want to get a personalized driving forecast? Go to weather.com/DDI. That's for driving difficulty index. Jen?
And you're going to need it, Dave, in South Florida this weekend. That's where we're focusing on some rain, and the Northwest. This next system coming in today, yes, but then the next one lined up behind it, a real doozy coming in for Saturday into Sunday. So very busy. Washington, Oregon, even down into Northern California. It's kind of nice to see a little rain yesterday in San Francisco. There's more where that came from. Look at Sunday's forecast. Rain all the way down into north central California. We'll get some, again, mountain snow, and then keeping an eye on a tiny little system in the middle of the country for some clouds.